Hello everybody, how y'all doing? So I really have been really busy. So I'm trying to take this moment of coming in and getting a 7-day energy forecast. It's going to help me out as well to get back a little bit connected. I can't say, I'm not sure if I'm going to make another video this week. I think I am. Probably, yeah. I'm hoping so anyway. Hopefully I will be getting the Zodiac videos out sometime next week though. Okay. Give me till probably Friday of next week or something like that. Hopefully I'll be able to upload them around that time. So yeah, that's just a little quick update. So I am coming up here on the 7-day forecast because I've been enjoying it. I've been enjoying it. I did want to switch up the style a little bit, but because I wanted to get a video out. Excuse me. Good morning, everybody, though. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Y'all might get hear all the nature waking up this morning, too. So, I just kept the style right now the way it is. But you can expect for me, with my variety, to switch up the style. Okay? So, right now I'm just concentrating on today's date as far as the astrological positions. If I feel necessary while we talking to go into the future of seeing where the planets are, I will do that. If not, I'm just letting you know ahead of time. This is just strictly off of June the 2nd of 2021. Okay, the current position of the planets. Now I'm going to attempt to try to use tarot cards. I don't know. I got my couple of decks out during this message. I might not, but I'm just giving a heads up, okay, about the tarot cards. I'm definitely using signifiers right now to keep everything balanced out for me. So I'm going to primarily focus on the sun energy within these planets, okay? So the sun is square with the moon, and the moon is in Pisces. It's trine with Saturn, and Saturn is with Aquarius. It's conjunct with the North Node, on the North Node conjunct with the Sun. And that's still in Gemini. And we also have the Chiron that is sextile with the Sun. Now, you know, when you go to the natal charts, you know, that's why I switched around and say the North Node, okay? Because it seemed like the North Node position and the Chiron position is in alignment field with the Sun, okay? So during the time that they actually moving at this point in time, the interesting things is they not really got some deep degrees, which is good and bad. Meaning, the Chiron is currently sextile with the Sun at 0 degrees and 00 seconds. The North Node is conjunct with the Sun at 1 degrees and 22 seconds. And the Sun is square with the Moon at 2 degrees and 2 seconds. And the Sun is trine with Saturn, which is supposed to be in retrograde at this present time, with 1 degree, 16 seconds. I love the way education just come up with everything, especially when it's some retrograde, with the North Node and Saturn, as far as this reading, is participating in some retrograde. And it's interesting because the North Node is 122 and the Sun is 1 16. Both of them got double numbers. So what am I trying to say? To get into it, this is a, it's definitely parallel, right? It's definitely a parallel thing. I'm multitasking at this time. So we're talking about, what I feel is, we have a hexagon that's going on here in all this energy. It's a nice hexagon shape. So what I'm saying about that, a lot of conversations about love definitely going to be triggered in the audience to talk about marriage and happy ever after. Um, they seeing this nice little diamond shaped hexagon that's going on for them. Um, so that's really important to kind of know, because being that this hexagon shape is actually here, right? There is parallel, vertical, horizontal, diagonal. But parallel works with the horizontal, the vertical, and the diagonal in the parallel atmosphere of it, which is creating the image of the hexagon to come out. Okay, so basically there's a division within this energy. So right now at this point in time, even if you just joined a group recently, or you just met somebody recently, or started a new job recently, some of these new recent people, if you're experiencing this, right, in the new recent category, you're going to feel awkward. You're going to feel out of place. Your intuition with the moon being in Pisces will definitely give off false signals. The independency of the way that you navigate really determines the falsity in the signals that will happen. Another prime example, mythology that's real high. For example, people who into Dolores Cannon, ancient aliens, you know, some of these mythologies of philosophies, Navigati, all of these theories of this historical philosophies, mythologies, urban legends, whatever way is the right word for it to fit in your consciousness. It could be another one that pop up as we talk. That's probably the one for you, okay? These things right here is going to place you into a cubicle. You're going to have a cubicle kind of feeling, which goes back to, I guess I'm trying to say, the people who's been in groups for a longer period of time. And then you have newcomers, which is going to arrive. You're going to have newcomers. The thing is, the trustworthy and the loyalty is not foundation. It's not glued. It's not stuck. It's going to bring about this uncomfortability type of thing that's going to go on. Now, some of these older foundations, you're going to run into some turbulence depending on the way that you're proceeding, the way that you're going. You're going to experience some turbulence. So, for example, you've been doing tarot, astrology, all of these type of readings for a long time. And what I classify a long time, 4 years plus, you're going to experience some turbulence. Now the thing is, you could point the finger out to anybody that you want to. That's your choice. I'm not saying that they are causing it or they not causing it. But what I'm trying to say is your actions gonna deliver the same response in the future. Probably by the time the fall get here, whatever you doing now gonna come back to you in the fall. So regardless of the moon, you're gonna blame the moon. The moon was like this and gave me this illusion. Don't nobody give a fuck, because down here you don't really give a fuck. You give a fuck about that money. So let's just keep all that point blank clear. What you give a fuck down here really matters. Just because you came up to realize something later, all your excuses is not going to make a difference. Whether you created the strife or didn't create the strife, it's going to have consequences. It's just at this point in time, the consequences is not an elevated thing. Okay? And it's just not, because the type of consequences you're going to feel is illusionary. It's uncomfortability. It's already coming with discomfort. So to really discern how to manage this energy is really difficult right now. It's very difficult because of this parallelity that's going on here. It's almost like the planets is definitely in charge, and you could feel bursts of energy of people who wants to be in charge, who wants to be in power. You could feel people being sensitive about their goals. How you give them advice, criticism. And the criticism is really the rock of it all, because criticism has been one of these things that now has, I believe in their opinion, has been really confused with advice or healthy choices or wellness. All of those things that deal with mental and physical well-beings, criticism has been adjusted to accommodate needs of a program that once was. And the program is not to say it's really dissipated. It's not that. It's just that program is getting modified. Just like, you're always getting updates on your phone, your computer, in school, depending on who your teacher is. They want to change books. Updates is just like maturity. It's just coming. It happens, and it's just there. You got to adjust to it. So this energy, you could feel the power, the consciousness of the lucid dreaming that everybody as a collective stays in, right, is a masterpiece in this. You can get as many books as you want for lucid dreaming. The power is outside of your control, but you could feel the power near your situation and within inside of you, which will make you vulnerable enough to take action. So, that's the parallel part of this that's really tough. You know what I'm saying? In this energy right here, because it's rendering a submissive level. So if you're not really a submissive person or don't understand what submissive mean beyond your boundaries or where you have developed and matured and grown to, submissiveness is just going to be just as harmful as criticism. So to criticize in a submissive thing going to flare up boundaries, okay? It's going to flare up these attitudes, because submissive is just one of those things that triggers people to think about slavery, the pay that they make, the lifestyle they living in, who owes what debt need to be collected, what success need to be survived. So that submissiveness and criticism is very extra sensitive right now at this point in time. You know, honestly. So, oh, why I'm also talking about is, right, some lighter news up in here. If anybody located in the 757 area of Virginia that's watching my videos, I will be at a pop-up shop this weekend, January 5th. Me and other vendors. It's a nice place. It goes from clothes to edibles, lingerie to toys to candles to massages. There will be a lot of vendors that will be at Allure, Allure, off of Newtown Road. Okay, you can Google search and you will find that address. It begins at 12 o'clock and it ends at 5. Come out and support black business. Okay? So, yeah. So, after reading this and coming out with saying that this pop-up shop going to be very sporadic with this energy, especially if it's around that time right there. So, let's get into talking about, I did all this energy of reading it as a whole. So I know sometimes people like to understand it from individual points of view, right? I'm not one of those readers that act like I believe that everything that we've written about the planets, I'm going to boast and brag. I read the energy. That is me. I understand, and yes, I have that knowledge inside of my storage unit, you know. It's not avoidable. It is helping me to use to translate. But if you need the same jargon, please return back to those people that give you that satisfaction, okay? I need to be me, and me is what gives the best services. Just like they need to be them, and it gives them the best services, okay? If you ever want to learn from me, I have a tarot class that I offer for $25. You can always get in contact. You have to bring your own deck. If you just want to chat, I have those set up too. Just chatting conversations. It's intuitive, okay? And we could go from there. Those start at 30 minutes. All you got to do is check out ganesha-healing.square.site, okay? And that will take you, if you scroll down on my little shop page, you will see a book now button, and that will take you definitely to my appointment book, and you can book your service. When you go to the shop now, it will only display the products, the candles, and the stuff that I sell. But if you want the services and want to know about those, you just continue to scroll down. You will see book now, and Square will transfer you to the appointment side of the shop. Okay? Thank you. I appreciate all that support. So now, let's see what the cards, after I gave out my intuitive perspective, yes. Let's get into a visual intuitive perspective with the tarot cards, alright? And let's talk about the Gemini energy, okay? Because this Gemini is the orchestra, okay, in the hexagon. It's in the center of the hexagon. And in the center point of it being in the hexagon, right, is the connector. Okay, so that's why I say it's the orchestra. So let's get 2 cards for the sun message with Gemini. Okay, can we have 2 cards, please? Okay. So the sun, you come out very beautiful. This is definitely, we have a 19 and we have a 20. Okay, both of these is very beautiful to me. And why are they beautiful to me? Because 19 and 20 is definitely talking about consecutiveness. And the consecutiveness that relates to is relatable for me at the point of where I was saying the sun is the orchestra in this, okay, with Gemini. Alright. It's the orchestra and connecting to this hexagon, beautiful little shape that's going on. The parallel of the energy that's here. So you have the sun, which is one line. Then you have judgment, which is another line. Like I was saying in the beginning, and that criticism brings up about that part of that judgment, that submission. You going to judge things from that submission, that criticism point of view. So it really is highlighting that, okay? Now, let's get into 2 cards for the North Node with Gemini, alright? Maybe we have 2 cards for the North Node of Gemini. Alright. So, what's coming up is the 6 of Wands and the 6 of Wands in reverse and the King of Cups. So what is basically saying, okay, what is submission and what is criticism? Because, you know, that really does touches people emotionally a whole lot. And it's inside of the ego. You know, with the 6 of Wands, there's no doubt that your ego is the bendability of it all. The thing that makes you feel comfortable to submit. The thing that makes you evaluate who's criticizing you. Your ego plays a role in that logical thinking of it. So is not something that's not maybe all 100% hidden. You could say, instead of you want to say ego, you could say maturity, which is still about the 6 of Wands in its own way. The ego is very unique because the ego is a place that sometimes is known to be beyond the subconscious, or a compartment within the subconscious, the ego itself. Because you have an ego, you have the id, the ego, and the super ego. Okay, so on the ego part of it being up in there, it's almost like a parent or a daycare provider. Somebody that works with kids could definitely understand this point of view. Whether you're an auntie, sister, or whatever position you got younger siblings. You have this way of looking at the situation and pondering, and you could be in a blissful mode of how intelligent, oh, they came up with this idea, oh, they're growing into this, oh, I don't want my kid to be gender specific, no gender binary, you know, these theories, they're very strong, they're very outgoing. So what you're seeing from the outside is that ego developing. And as it developed, you modify to it, whether it's to say, no, you can't do this, yes, you can do this, I wanted you to be this, oh, let's go here, you know, whether it's a party friend, I mean, whatever it might be, whether it's to ride with that student all the way until they graduate college and be that peer support that they need. That ego is what, in the natural aspect of it all, the ego is what draws us into the connection of the attraction. And that goes great with the North Node, because that's definitely about your purpose, your individuality. What is it all about? So it's very perfect with it. But that ego department is up under evaluation. And it's always in evaluation on the conscious side to produce conscious results, conscientious results. On the subconscious side, do you really think about it from a point of view that you never thought about it from? So, is it all about necessary your character? Yes. It's all about the program. It's all about the new program. And this new program still have a couple more years before it's even into a foundational stage. You still feeling the construction work from it and everything. You know, some people out there saying that it's finished. Okay, I don't support that theory at all. So it's great that they put it out there, because I imagine the ones that's putting it out now, once we get to 2023, I guarantee you they're going to be saying the same thing. Okay? So, and that's just a heads up. But the foundation is not finished being laid. This year is very much of the foundation. You know, it's the year of the 5. Five is a very foundational thing for many of reasons. Okay? And it's not something that's not sturdy, but it's not something that is 100% sturdy, because the foundation is not complete. But it has sections up in there that make it there. Okay? So, now, I want to go into the Chiron being with Aries. Why do I say that? Aries is known as Palladian, or at least around here on this platform, okay? Aries is known to be the beginning of the zodiac. It's time, everything to reset it. It's all over, you know. Aries is known to be the representative for the first house. I am who I am. So with this ego being here with this North Node, right? It has to be there with the Chiron, right? Especially with that Aries. See, this is going into what I mean. See, this is on a hexagon now. This is on the hexagon rays of lines, all right? Because you're not knowing that this is a Chiron period. So what I'm trying to say is, like I was saying, people who's into these mythologies real bad, you know, urban legends, all these folklores from history, explaining how the things from these people has really changed their lives. Like I said, the Lord's Kin and ancient aliens, Navagati, I mean, the Orisha, these things, the the Verda, the Israelites, you know what I'm saying? These things of such nature, okay, is all going through overhauls, okay, is getting information added to, is getting information deleted from. So being that these informational ports is here and plays a role in the way we communicate, the way that the program is going to come in, the end goal of the program, that Chiron being in Aries is definitely all about the opportunity. It's not so much of a portal for me, okay? I feel the bring that out, because portal is one of those things that you use. Portal to me seems like something that is transporting you and you intentionally walked in. This is not something that you consciously, intentionally walk in. You could go through the portal, but it's not going to stop, like I was saying. The new people who just engaged in groups just came about, that's, 3 years or less, okay? Y'all the new people, all right? Y'all is in this energy, and you could have walked through the portals that has been spoken about, but this energy is still going to affect you in these portals because it belongs to still a group, which is the foundation, which is getting changed. That's the parallelity in it, okay? So that's why I'm not saying that it's a portal. No, it's the energy thing that's going to go through, okay? So let me get 2 cards for Aries. And 2 cards for Aries and the Chiron. Okay, so right here we have the Queen of Cups and the Strength card. Okay, for the verification here. This is basically talking about your motivation. Your motivation. You need to pay attention. It's very important to pay attention to the motivation that comes from the ego. Because all of this is connected, okay? It's just branching out into another nice little hexagon, okay? And that hexagon actually could look like a flower. It just depends on your imagination, okay? Because I can't think of the name of it. That's in a lot of Indian tribe of the development of these things. It'll come to me maybe throughout the video, or maybe after I hang in the video, but I'm not going to come up. I probably won't post in my comment. But I forgot the name of the nice little design that comes up. But it's a nice little design. You would definitely see it in a lot of Indian, Asian culture. Okay. So, like I was saying, you need to pay attention to the motivation. Your ego is not just about the aspect that I was just telling you. It's trying to tell you, maybe you're not going to feel it or comprehend it from an ego standpoint. Yet, the ego is needed as motivation. It's the gasoline that goes. It's the kinetic energy that's inside of that decision and that action that you actually make. Okay? It's there. Obviously, it's that built up energy. That motivation that's there needs to be paid careful attention with. And with the Queen of Cups being in reverse, that goes definitely back to the criticism aspect that I was talking about. If criticism is a weakness for you, alright, you're going to drown yourself for a little bit. It doesn't mean a life raft is not going to come. No, I'm not saying a life raft ain't going to come. But your emotions is going to consume you. And that's just real talk. Your visualization, your lucid dreaming, your intuition, all is going to consume you. Do you need to believe that somebody put a curse on you? Do you need to believe in a hex? Am I saying those is obsolete? No, I'm not. Because the conscious mind of anybody that's hating that much on you is only going, if they're going to look at the planetary position, you got to understand they into a narrow mind state. They're going to investigate the planetary positions according to what they want to be willed and done. And that form of manifestation also comes from the strength card. The strength card is a manifestation card for me. See how many people pick that up. So, it is a manifestation card, also the strength card, because strength is something that's built up. That's part of manifestation, okay? So, the manifestation in their attentions, I'm not saying that is not true. I'm not saying that is not a potential possibility. But what I'm saying is, if it coming from them, feel the pain. This is where the thing is, karma would be about 10 times worse. They have an objective. They needed to complete this objective. This is all about this parallel thing that's going on. Judgment is still going to fall upon by fall. Fall, the time is coming. So the intensity of what you're going through, if you really take that time to feel it, work through it, recognize it. If you have somebody on that target list, that's fine. Keep them up in your mind. But make sure that you govern your actions, because if you're taking actions quicker than it's time to get your actions, you're going to fall susceptible with that same person. And then that's where the saying, misery loves company, comes in. It's just, you just don't see it. So both of y'all miserable. And then you need to stay all up in a little tennis match, or a basketball match, or a football match. You in sporting, okay? Hey, that's where you felt you wanted to be at. That's where you're going to be at. If it's meant for you to be at, you're going to be at. If not, you're going to wait for your life wrap, which is going to come. The tension, the pain is only a preparation. What is it preparing you for? Could be preparing you for the day that your time is up. Could be preparing you for a long-lasting relationship. Could be prepping you for success. It's a reason why that feeling is there, and you have the opportunity to embrace it. It's not saying what the Queen of Cups is going to be something pretty, but it's saying that the planets, like I said before, if they pulling all this power back in, and it's not because they moving backwards, it's because they moving accordingly to the fishing game, F-I-S-H-I-N-G, fishing. You gotta move around. Sometimes you gotta pull that wire, and then you gotta work that. I forgot what it's called, but you wind it in. You know what I'm saying? And depending on whether you're fly fishing or how you doing it, and fly fishing really comes with movability. You have to swag, you have to swerve, you have to dip, you have to plan, you have to plot and strategize a lot more than regular fishing compared to fly fishing, okay? So even if you're on a fishing boat and you're going out to sea, you still have to strategize according to the code, the location, who's around, all this good stuff, what to throw back out, what you turn into, how to inspect the food. So the bigger that you are in this fishing thing, the more things that you have to take notice of to make that harvest successful. Even if you're going to plant traps out in the water, you still strategically saying, I'm going to put enough bait out here for a certain amount of time. So time is your thing when it comes to the Chiron in this energy. It's the time maker. You might want to say Saturn is. Saturn is very much common known as time. But once again, if I have it right, the Chiron is sextiling. It helps with the shape of that hexagon. Do you understand? It can utilize the energy from Saturn in this situation. It don't need our permission at all. So you have to consider that. And oh, why are we joking? I'm looking at the chart. Chiron is sextile with Saturn. There you go. So if you feel like time is the thing, that's why I was pausing. I was sitting here looking, because I gotta watch myself. I feel this energy. People get sensitive, So yes, at this point in time, Chiron is also sextiling with Saturn, 1 degree and 17 seconds. So, but nonetheless, it's with the sun at 0 degrees and 00 seconds. So it's in the sextile mode. So is being able to be the helper for Saturn in time, on time. So your endurance really matters. There's endurance that's here. Choose your option wisely. Now, I'm going to go ahead into Saturn. I did want to say the moon for last because I feel like the message coming from the moon is going to be outstanding. I just really do. So Saturn is with Aquarius. Let's get 2 cards for this one. So we have the 6 of Cups and we have the Page of Pentacles. So it's in retrograde, right? That's what that Page of Pentacles is talking about, right? Retrograde. Is that 1 degree, 1 degree, 1 second with 17 seconds with the Chiron, and hold on 1 minute. And is 1 degree and 14 seconds with the sun. Right there. Alone. So, the six of Pentacles, we still up in this hexagon, ain't we? We got 2 6s so far on the board. A third one gonna make it real great. So we got 2 6s on the board so far. With this 6 of Cups and this Page of Pentacles with Saturn, Saturn is making you... Saturn is functioning like a shoehorn. If anybody lived around that time that knows about a shoehorn, the shoehorn used to go in the shoe to help your foot go in, inside the shoe more better. A lot of men had those more than a lot of females. But it's a shoehorn. It's the thing that's going to help you slide out of every situation. Even if you fail, now you got to understand the sextiling with Chiron. So don't get me twisted. The comfortability and what you could feel out of it just might be a different story and more complex than the way that I'm explaining it, okay? So I don't want you to get me too twisted on it. But that's your opportunity. Like I said, the time is working with it. You either going to accept the fact that one way or another in one part of this situation, this parallel thing, you can't outbeat the universe. You cannot stop the way that these planets function, they move, or anything. You barely could stop yourself on movement. What do I mean by that? If you have to go to the bathroom to urinate or to take a bowel movement, you going to move. I don't care if you do it on yourself and you moving around, because you're going to move around if it's a bowel movement. You're going to move around even if it's pee and you on yourself. Whether it's to sit there and let the water go out and rock side to side. Those type of things right there alone will have you move when you don't want to move. So you have the basic understanding of moving and power of movement and who's really in control. And that's where Saturn is in this. See, if your only brain feel like things is backwards when it comes to the word retrograde, expect yourself to fall short. That's just point blank. If you cannot break the theory that it's a backwards thing, you're going to fall short. And that's what that Chiron and that North Node is really talking about. The sun is going to be the thing that highlights it, because you have a choice. If you can't prove that it's moving backwards, only thing that you could prove that go backwards is time on a clock in this country, because we set time to go back and we set time to go forward. No other than that, you have no proof. This goes back to the mythology. I love looking at cartoons, so I take Teen Titans for example. They had this episode about the time going back, and they blame it on the farmers. It was a real cute episode. Saw time hemmed up and bind. That's almost like that Queen of Cups and that Strength card. But things worked out for the Teen Titans, even though they still had to worry about daylight saving time. So Saturn is here. It's the enabler. It's the disable and enable. You could play the game with it. And it's not saying that you ain't playing a great game with it. But you definitely could play the game with it on enabling and disabling. It might just make your life a lot more entertaining and might bring more wisdom. Especially with the North Node being right there. And especially with the Sun coming up with the Sun card and the Judgment card. You can gain wisdom from judgment. So let's go ahead and close this out with 2 cards for Pisces, okay? I hope so far y'all have really enjoyed this session. I have enjoyed giving it to you. I will be back around to upload some videos this week. I'm going to definitely try. If not, next week will definitely be the week. So I'm saying that for everybody, get ready, because I have some people that for some reason, don't have a lot of subscribers. My views ain't showing right. For some reason, and YouTube security is not worth a fuck. You know what I'm saying? So I have somebody who's really trying to knock me out of posting videos, because they keep sending this link that if I click on go into my settings and click this thing on, it's going to shut and fry my little connection with YouTube. So, I'm just helping you out, buddy, okay? Because I'm going to stay in this energy. And since you definitely got your own beliefs, and since you are watching and being able to hide yourself on invisibility, and you get the support of the technology to have it done, I'm just going to help you out. Because if I help you out, then they know my true heart intentions is having faith in the universe that they're going to help me out. So we're going to have a tag team. And of course, after this message, you're going to blame me, which is outstanding. I need you to do that, because if you blame me, that's the lack of responsibility you have, and the more your punishment would be. Because somewhere down the line, if you're doing all of this, you take responsibility for your actions, because you feel like you great enough to do the things that you do if you don't like nobody. So just understand it all works together, but I just want to help you out. I appreciate it. Told you, I love my haters and comments. Gotta love you, baby. Shit. You're gonna do the work for me by coming after me, baby. I love that shit. You can't beat that, and you in a definitely a great parallel position. And this energy is definitely gonna rock you. By the end of the year, you're gonna go through something. Is it gonna be good enough to make you stop this shit? Not necessarily. People go to prison all the time and come back and do the same shit. What lesson is there to be learned? Figure that one out. Okay, so can I have 2 cards for Pisces on the moon? I love these 2 cards. So what came out for Moon with the Pisces is the Hermit and the 7 of Cups. And let's see. I know when I was looking at the chart, Pisces, let me see what Pisces was doing something. Oh, that's right. Pisces is with Jupiter and Neptune. So that Hermit is real good when it comes to definitely Jupiter itself, meaning that Jupiter is also, especially with the cupola belt being right there, is definitely a wall, and it requires some keen eyesight, especially, you know, with the 7 of Cups being there. That is just so Neptunian. Now the thing is, we have a solar eclipse that I'm going to do a reading on. That's supposed to be coming up on June the 10th, right? So that's about 8 days away. We just got finished with a lunar eclipse that just happened on May 26th. So the thing about the moon position in this, right, it makes the addiction more entertaining. It makes, even it makes what I'm saying right now as far as mythology, it makes that shit be like, shut the fuck up. I don't give a fuck. This moon is going to, is that devil's advocate. I know the devil card didn't come up, but for real, to have the Hermit and the 7 of Cups, you're talking about shackling and banning yourself to temptation alone with the Hermit and the 7 of Cups. That is just so much temptation. So the devil didn't have to come up here, because the way it wants you to see it is from the Hermit and the 7 of Cups temptation point. And it's going to work great. It's going to work very great with this, because Pisces is also about duality. So Pisces is more or less like that one that helps the sun spread into the hexagon shape. It helps it, like, you cannot avoid the creativity that's coming with Pisces in this design. And the thing about it is, even though I'm saying hexagon, just think about how big or how small that could be. That's what our Hermit is. How big or how small can that shape really be? And yeah, we got a hexagon here. Yeah. But what about if you're seeing a double vision and you all going up and like, I think this shit is an octagon. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm going to tell you also, gambling, after going into this moon card, gambling going to be very interesting. You either got the rabbit foot or you don't got the rabbit foot. Now, I'm going to tell you, if you got the money to spend and lose, it don't matter. But if you don't got the money to spend and lose, maybe it should matter. Maybe. Maybe not. Just understand that you could hit big on one of these days. For real. You can hit big one of these days. In this forecast. You can very much hit big. You can go on a winning streak. And I'm saying that because Saturn is the shoehorn. It's going to slip you right where you need to be at. And that's where it works great with the Hermit. It works great with the Hermit. It really does. Oh, that's it too. That's it. The moon is conjunct with Neptune. Oh, wow. This is so beautiful. Well, I hope you was able to be able to take some guidance out this energy read right here. I look forward to posting some more videos. Y'all, good luck. Till the next time.